wanted to pop on here real quick and just tell you about a funny conversation that I just had. And it might be something that lands with you as well, because I found it funny. So I've been on the BioCell myself, taking it faithfully morning and evening. Hardest to remember that evening. Without my alarms, I wouldn't be able to do it. But interestingly enough, I've also had my husband on it. And he's not a part of this group, so I can rat on him. So my husband's had back issues since he was in a car accident in high school. And it was one of those things that when he started turning 60, that it started coming back up again. So he does regular massage, regular chiropractic, and acupuncture. And he has for years, and it's just seems to be temporary relief, doesn't fix it. We've tried lots of supplements, lots of things. So one of the things that he does, I see a lot, is that he bends over a lot just to relieve pressure on his lower spine. And then in evenings, he's on the foam roller in the living room, and it's just to relieve the pressure on his back. So that's it. But the real joke in our family is that I'm the driver and he's the passenger, because he doesn't pay attention and it drives me crazy. So I'm the driver and he sits in the passenger car and he leans that seat so far back that it's almost like he's sleeping, just to relieve pressure on his lower back. So when someone gets in, they have to move it up. And our daughter the other day went, "Mom, who's been in this passenger car?" Because she hasn't had to adjust it. And her father was in that. And we took a trip over the Memorial weekend down to Southern Virginia to a cabin. And it was a 6-hour drive from where we live in DC. And not once did he ask me to stop. And not only that, he didn't have it all the way back like he normally does. So when we got out of the car, he usually stretches. And so we got there. We had stopped once for gas, but that was it. But no bending over or anything. So he didn't bend over or anything. So funny thing is, I just asked him, I said, "So are you noticing anything?" And he goes, "No, I can't really see a difference." And I'm thinking, holy crap, you can't tell the difference. So then I started explaining about the seat. I started explaining that he's not using the foam roller. Started explaining all these things. And he goes, "Oh yeah, maybe I am feeling better." So if you've got one of those spouses, just pay attention, because there's so many things going that we think are normal. And as they change, we don't sometimes notice. So that's why having a tracker is so important, and having somebody that knows you well say, "Wait a minute, there are some changes." So I thought you'd find that humorous, that here's a man saying, "I'm not having any changes," but the world around him is seeing it. And I notice he's sleeping better too. So I'm curious, what are you noticing, and what are you getting out of this BioCell challenge and test?